There's my pride and joy back there. My personal best. Big old natural Florida bass, 11 pounds, caught on. Look at this. I still have the bait. This is an old watermelon red pearl zoom horny toad from 2006. So, yeah, little piece of fishing history for me right there. So as I'm walking through my house to get out to the fish cave, I'm thinking that it's a rainbow trout worm kind of day. So, we recently did a video on some really cool gold core shot worms, and a lot of you in the comments were leaving a lot of ideas for other core shot worm colors, and I said, well, I need to do another one of these, but do something that's like a little more involved, and this is my absolute favorite, without a doubt, pattern in this mold, in any core shot setting really, is rainbow trout. So we're going to do a laminate shell that's like a watermelon with some gold and black flake. And then the other half of the shell is going to be just a real see-through white pearl. And then you fill it with the pink center. And you get the most beautiful worm I think you can get. So let's go out here and check them out. Brand new bucket of black bucket worm blend from Dead On Plastics. So we're going to stir this puppy up. And we'll have some nice fresh plastic for today's baits. Yeah. Just getting my stir on here. Now, being that this is a new bucket, it's been sitting, so it's going to require a very thorough mixing. Even still, just this little hand spoon will get the job done. A paint stirrer on a drill is faster, but this is just kind of the way I do things. So I'll probably sit here and do this for the next minute, and we'll measure out our plastic in our cups, and that will be for the shells. We'll measure out the core color later on, but for right now, just getting our plastic ready, and I'm excited for this one, you guys. So we got those cups pretty full, and I'm gonna nuke both of them at once. So on this microwave, I'm gonna start 4 minutes. And that will kind of get them into the gel phase. Then I'll be able to stir, because you want to stir the bottom contents of the cup up into the top layer of the cup. That way you get a thorough cooking from top to bottom. That way you don't have undercooked plastic still on the bottom of the cup. That can then ruin the actual baits, the actual product. So with that said, we'll meet you back when the plastic's out. Okay, so if we look at these 2 cups of plastic, my initial thoughts are, man, I love fresh buckets because there's no moisture yet. There's no bubbles, there's nothing messing it up. But let's touch on a subject that I get a lot of questions about, is how to get your Plastisol cooked and prepared for the best results. You'll see that bottom is still kind of solid, right? You see that? It's liquid on the top. So on the top it's dripping, on the bottom it's jelly. Well, that's just how plastic cooks in a cup. That bottom layer is not converted to full temp. So that's undercooked plastic on the bottom, okay? So you must, no matter what brand of plastic you use, I don't care what brand of plastic you use. I don't do this channel to start plastic wars or anything like that. I do it to educate people on a hobby that I love. I prefer certain plastics over others. We all have our opinions. But when you are cooking up your plastic, that bottom layer is always the last part of the cup to be cooked all the way. That's just the way that a microwave cooks a cup of plastic. So if I was to use that plastic right there, even if I used my temp gun and it looked like it was fine, if I didn't stir that plastic thoroughly in this cup, there's still portions of it that are undercooked. So what's going to happen is your baits are not going to set up, because Plastisol has to convert fully over from the gel phase to the finished phase. And so that's something that you must keep in mind whenever you cook plastic, is the entire cup, the entire top to bottom of the cup must be converted over, or else you're going to get sticky baits. So what we're going to do is, now that these have been stirred, we're going to put them back in the microwave Then we'll hit them with the temperature gun. And if everything looks good, then we're ready to go. Okay, you can see those are looking super clear, super good. Now, whenever you're taking a temperature, I've only ever used a heat gun, which takes a surface temperature. So what I have to do is make sure that I'm stirring things up all the way. Right? I'm stirring that plastic up. Then I'm taking a temperature. You can see that's 352. So, if that's what I'm getting, that means that it has reached conversion temperature, and it's probably gotten hotter than that because it's been sitting on the table for half a minute. So that's pretty much the keys to success with plastic, is a thorough mixing. Even if you ran baits yesterday, you know, the day before, 5 hours earlier, get back out there and stir the plastic up, and then make sure the entire cup, the entire column, top to bottom, is cooked all the way, mixed up as you're cooking it. That way you get full conversion on the whole cup. And there's not, if you do that, there's not a plastic available that won't give you the results that you want. So with that said, let's run our color here. So we need a watermelon side and a pearl side. So we're going to use Lureworks Watermelon 101. And we don't want much. Remember, these are core shot shells. So we want we want them to be basically see-through, but have just enough saturation that you can tell that there's a color there. So, you know, you want to be able to see that the shells are a laminate, that there's a watermelon side and a pearl side, but you absolutely must also see the core. So that's kind of where we're going to start there. Now we're just going to use regular white pearl for the belly, and you can get crazy here and use some of your color shift stuff if you want. I've just kind of always just used regular white pearl. It just kind of gives me the look that I want. And you know, don't change. What's the saying? Don't fix it if it's not broken or something. Don't fix it if it ain't broke. So I have no reason to change my recipe so far. Maybe one day. But as you can see, both of these colors are very see-through. I can see the knife right through that, you know, and that's kind of how I judge things. A lot of times when I'm building color, I'll actually drizzle some of it out on the table so that I can see how the two halves are going to blend, because that's ultimately what's going to happen. You're going to run these two different colors into the same mold, and they're going to have to blend. So, for example, if I can get all this pearl stirred in, I would take some of this watermelon here and drizzle it on the table right there. Then I would take some of this pearl, drizzle it right next to it, kind of go over one another, stir them in, and just kind of see how they interact. So if one is just taking over the other and is a lot stronger than the other, I know that I need to adjust it. So I'm actually going to thicken up the watermelon side, and then I think I'm okay. So that's what we're going to do next. Okay, so we added just a few more drops of watermelon to the watermelon side, and now we're going to add some flake. So just a little bit of medium size square cut, kind of on a square cut kick right now. Okay, so that'll just kind of give us some flake texture there. And now for the sparkle, some small gold. Okay, boom. And man, I tell you, that is what sets it off. Little teeny tiny gold there. So we will stir this in. Yeah. And that is essentially the two shell colors, watermelon and pearl. There you go. That's it. We're going to heat these back up a little bit just to get them back to full working temperature, about 330 degrees-ish, and we'll be ready to run some shells. All right, we are gloving up here, and we're about to run some shells. So I already have the rods lubricated and loaded into the mold, and it's just a simple laminate like anything else with our dual injector. There we go. Hold a little bit of pressure. And that's all she wrote. So we will meet you right back whenever this first round of shells is complete. And if I don't need to make any changes, then we will run as many as we can get. All right, let's take a look at this first run of shells and see if they look anything like we want. Oh yeah. All right, so if we bring it in a little closer, get one out and spin it, you can see very distinctly the watermelon side and then the white pearl side. Actually got a dent in that one right there. That's why you always want to hold a little bit of pressure. So those look really good. I need to thicken up the white pearl side. The watermelon side is perfect. It has great color saturation and you can still see the rod. The white pearl side, it's a little too see-through. But we're going to keep these shells. We're going to use them. There's no sense in throwing them away. But we're just going to troubleshoot a little bit, and we'll meet you right back with the next set of shells and see if they look a little bit better. All right, let's look at the next round of shells. This is round 2. And let's see if they did a little better. Yes, definitely did. So let's get one out here. Yeah. You can see the pearl side is a little bit more distinct. So let's slide it off the rod there. And there's what it looks like. Oops, sorry guys. Let's contrast it with one earlier. So you can see the one from earlier. There is the pearl side. You can just barely tell that there's anything in the plastic. This one you can see a lot more white pearl, but it's still see-through. So we found a winner. We're going to go with this, and we're going to run a bunch of shells, as many as we can get, and then we'll meet you right back. All right, still running some shells. So we've got a couple rounds under our belt from when we last met, and here is one more. So far, so good. Shells have been turning out really nice. So I'm excited to see the end product whenever we reach that point. So we're running a little low on shell plastic, but we have some more in the back there that we can remelt. You have to be careful with gold flake, especially this little gold flake. It will bleed out on you if you get it too hot. So you have to be real careful on your remelts. Okay, so we have our last run of shells looking good. We have some of that worm, just look how clear it is. I love that dead-on clarity. Man, oh man. Okay, so here's the last run of shells, looking good. And off camera, I actually kind of ran out of the shell plastic and mixed up some more. I got the shells to match the original shells as close as I could. And they are very, very, very similar. So about the exact same saturation on both sides. So happy there. And now we're going to squirt a bunch of Neo Pink into that. That's going to be the core color. So we're going to go ahead and mix that up, and we're ready to see how these actually look. All right, let's run these cores. Plastic is scalding hot, so we're good there. And want to inject it very fast and hold some pressure. All right, we're good. All right, how did our rainbow trout core shot worms turn out? Well, let's find out. Join me in a drum roll, please. Let's do it. Okay. Come on, baby. Oh, yeah. Oh, one of them didn't fill. Look at that. I thought we were good. Suck. I don't know what happened here. Look at this. it like filled in the middle, and then there's a gap there. That one was all wonky. However, let's take a look at these other ones here. There it is. The Rainbow Trout core shot. All right, there's a run of them right there. It's just the perfect core shot worm color. Ah, I love it. I love the trout. All right, in the bath they go. Okay, there is a good look at them right there. All 5 filled in all the way. Yeah, that right there is what you want. Such a beautiful color. Every nuance of it just perfect. So let's get them out. Yeah. If y'all have a core shot mold at home, definitely give this color pattern a try. You can't go wrong. All right, got the next round of shells in, mold shut, and we'll do another round of cores. All right, we broke our old Bait Junkies injector again, so we're on the new one, which is our injector from Quality Injector. It's a little big for a job like this, just needing such a small amount of plastic, but it's what we have. So I need to pick up a couple, I need to pick up like a 6 and an 8 ounce injector from Quality Injector here, just to have a little variety, because you know, just filling in cores like this, you don't really need a 10 ounce injector. It's a little bulky for that. It works, just a little bit overkill. Yeehaw, we got another one to come out. Let's yank them off the runner there, and yes. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Legit looks like a long, round rainbow trout. So here are the ones from the first round of shells that had a lot, less white pearl. So let's get one out. And yeah, really, really beautiful. So we'll grab a couple of them here. So that's what they looked like. As you can see, still absolutely beautiful. But you can tell there's not a whole lot on that white pearl side. It almost looks see-through. So let's compare and contrast that with the ones that we did. Okay, so the top ones are the first shells that were a little more see-through, and the bottom ones are the ones that we kind of went with. So, you know, it could go either way. I like a little bit more contrast in the two sides there. So if we look at those, you can just tell that there's white pearl there. Can't really tell as much on that one. But, you know, if you want to see more of the pink, then obviously you're going to prefer those. But, yeah, super awesome color, super awesome mold. Can't beat it. Yes, sir, there they are. Kind of got them arranged all around the mold. Looking good, looking good. So, yeah, rainbow trout core shot worm. I mean, it kind of speaks for itself. I think it's probably the prettiest worm color in a stick worm, and you can really only get this effect with the core shot system. So, yeah, I mean, that mold speaks for itself. And another great one is baby bass. You do almost the same thing, but with a black core. And try that one. So you can kind of use the same shells for the same color in a way. So, you know, with baby bass, I would probably want to add a little bit of small green flake to the watermelon side. But hit it up. Definitely give it a shot. So I want to see some rainbow trout core shots and baby bass core shots in my inbox. Because you guys who have, guys and gals, who have a core shot mold are missing out if you're not trying those two colors. They are absolute bomb. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and hope y'all enjoyed. Just kind of do a little glamour shot pan before we wrap this one up. Oh man. Hope y'all have enjoyed this as much as I have. You know, I've been making this color for for a long time. You know, I've had the core shot mold for a while, and this was one of the first colors that I really dialed in with it. And I got to tell you, I haven't found one that I like better. So thank you all so much for watching. Please shoot me lots of comments down below. Let me know what you thought of today's video, and we'll catch you next time on the world's worst fishing.